I remember a few years ago, I don't know if you remember, Brian, when Jorge Sampaoli was in Sevilla a few years ago. I remember at some point he gave this interview in which he explained this idea. During preseason, they did some camp, they did all the preparation to the starting of the season, um, and he said, talking about the build-up of his team, you know, at the start we started to provoke situations in training in which we can build up with two, we can build up with three, and with two center backs or with a midfielder inside the center backs, because I wanted the team to be ready to face two forwards, three forwards, or even in some situations four forwards, two center forwards and two wingers pressing high. Um, and obviously his idea, because it also was to have a superiority coming from the back. Okay, so we could say that's the principle. So what he tried is to create situations in which his first line of defense had to face two forwards, three forwards, or four forwards. And then he said, but then uh, or the way, so they be able to be ready to face any kind of situation. But then he said, but then I have this strange feeling that my team have, when, because you know, when the game starts, the opponent also is adjusting all the time to what you are doing. So uh, and sometimes I felt the team had, if the opponent changed in during the game, I had to intervene very often to make this adjustment. So I thought maybe this is my my dynamism is not so dynamic as I think, and maybe this is because of the way I train this in my sessions. So I I started. He recalled. I started to make it a little bit different. I started from the principle, which we could call the game principle of his game model. I need to have always at all the time one more in my first line than the opponent. And in the training situations, uh, I had this conversation with the team. This is not about facing two or facing three or facing four or facing five. This is about facing the first pressing line of the opponent with superiority. And from that, we adjust at any moment to what's happening. So the way he conceived his exercises is much more creating a dynamic dynamism, which is completely different from training isolated things to facing two, to facing three, to facing four. Further in my presentation, we will give another examples from what, under the point of view of the way we conceive human body and human movement, this is also something we must take care of, because sometimes we understand the mechanism, but uh, after that it's much more difficult to intervene in that mechanism in relation, in interaction with something is very complex, which is the game.